So, you want to start or grow an online fitness coaching business, but you don't know where to start? I've got you. See, the fitness industry has become ultra saturated with cheap programs, custom training apps, and a suffocating amount of competition in the marketplace. I mean, seriously, every fitness coach and their uncle is selling fitness coaching to anyone who will buy it. And that's why if you want to build a fitness coaching business that cuts through the noise and actually makes you life-changing money, then you need to start selling high-ticket fitness coaching programs. But for most people, that's easier said than done. However, after almost 3 years of helping fitness coaches scale their online businesses up to 6 figures, I've figured out the 3 most crucial things that you must do if you want to start profiting from fitness. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what these 3 steps are, how they've made an eye-watering amount of money for myself and my fitness clients, and give you all the tools that you need to be able to sign up your first high-ticket client in the next 7 days. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Step number 1 is actually creating a high-ticket fitness coaching offer. And for most people, the first thing they're asking is, how do I even sell a fitness coaching program for $2,000 plus? Now, I'm going to break this down very simply. And the first thing you need to understand is high value equals high price equals low effort. To break this down a little bit more, if you are offering your clients an extraordinarily high value program, high value offer, they're going to pay you a high price. And because they're paying you a high price, it's far less effort to run this kind of high ticket fitness coaching business than a low ticket coaching business. And the example I'm going to give you of this is classic scenario of most coaches, what they're charging, right? This is the low ticket coach. Now, for most low ticket coaches, they're charging around $200 a month for their program. Now, they like to charge this amount because, well, they believe the most amount of people are going to be able to sign up. It's affordable for everyone. And because it's low ticket, we're not offering them a crazy amount of value. You know, they still get value. They're going to get a couple check-in and they're going to get the app and it's all good. Right? Cool. And this right here is what we call the value surplus. It's not a massive amount of value. It's still more value than what they're paying. It's decent, it's okay, but everyone in the fitness industry is offering the same bullshit. And that's what I was saying at the start of the video. And so because it's kind of commoditized and it's very basic, value, the cost of goods are very low. Maybe for this whole thing, it's probably costing you $20 per person. And again, the value, maybe it's worth $400. It's nothing crazy. This is the model that most low ticket coaches are doing. Right? And here you become a commodity, right? I'm probably spelling this totally wrong, whatever, okay? Know how to make money, don't know how to spell. So here you're commoditized. And when it's like this, the only way you can actually win a client over, if everyone's offering the same thing, is to compete on price. It's a race to the bottom, right? You're charging $200 and then someone else is going to go $180. And to stay competitive, you might drop your prices because you get on a call with someone and they say, oh, well, this person's offering it for cheaper. Tell you what, mate, we can do a little bit cheaper. And then this guy's doing it for cheaper. And it's a race to the bottom. I've heard of some people selling coaching, month-long coaching for $30 a month. That's not a business. How can you make any money doing this? That is insane. The other side of the coin is what really helps people cut through in the fitness industry. It's what's helped so many of our guys make eye-watering amounts of cash because they understand this principle. When you charge a high amount, $2,000, the value that you can provide here is more than anyone else in the marketplace, right? The value surplus that your client gets here, right, is huge. It's way more compared. You can afford to add in this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. And you might be wondering, well, that's going to increase my cost of goods to actually fulfill the client. Yeah, it probably will, right? Even if it's $400 to, manage the client, look how much more you're profiting. $1,600, right? And assuming this is, say, a 3-month program, okay? Here, if you really take a look at it, yeah, sure. Total for the 3 months, they're going to pay you that much money, maybe a cost of goods for the whole thing, $20, right? So you're left with $580 compared to $1,600 for the same time frame. 3-month program here, 3-month program here. Look at the difference. You're adding so much more value for your client. Because of that, you can afford to take such a weight off your shoulders with this kind of model. You're profiting so much more. You're doing far less work and you have to work with far less people. Just from looking at this alone, which would you rather be doing? Racing to the bottom or being the most expensive in your marketplace, but providing way more value than anyone has ever seen? So when they get on a call, I can guarantee you, no one is going to be saying, but I've heard of this cheaper. Impossible. And to actually help you on a practical note, well, Corbin, how do I actually add in some of these high value points? What are some of the value points I can add to make it worth $2,000? I'll give you a quick list. Now, when we build fitness coaching programs, I think to date I've built, now it's well into the 90s, I think, 90 high ticket fitness coaching programs. All of them have a unique aspect. And we all look for one core high value thing to include in the program that absolutely sends the value into the stratosphere. Some examples for you is if you offer blood work for your clients. For example, as soon as they enter into your program, you help them get their bloods done, you get their blood analyzed, and it breaks down, for example, what levels in terms of their vitamin levels are they short of. If you look at their actual hormone levels, I know a lot of people who do hormone testing, right, to understand, cool, well, why are you lethargic? What's going on with your body? This is super popular with female-based clients, right? Other people do blood work specifically for testosterone levels, helping guys get their testosterone levels up at a really good rate naturally, for example, which has amazing knock-on effects for their whole life. Just this one additive already sets you way apart. Just by that, I've listed how much benefits doing a blood work has for your client. And if you talk about that all day long in your content on a sales call, your value is through the roof, right? You can do at-home gym equipment, for example. Let's say you know how to help people get an amazing physique transformation from the comfort of your own home, of their own home, I should say. That's kind of weird if they rock up to your home, right? But from their own home, you know how to help people get an amazing result. Great. You set aside, for example, as soon as they pay you X amount of money, you send them resistance bands or push-up boards, or for example, calisthenics equipment, right? If you're using like dip bars, things like that. Very cost effective. You can essentially build them an at-home gym for very, very, very little, and that's a huge value. They don't need to go to the gym anymore. They don't need to take out, gym membership. They don't need to commute back and forth to the gym. It's no longer an excuse as to why they can't get a gym workout in. These are all huge benefits. And again, we blow up our value here. The surplus on this side is astronomical compared to just the stock standard boring bullshit. A very common one, which is what we use for a lot of our clients, is a nutritionist. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I've got a bunch of videos on how we implement a nutritionist into a fitness coaching program. Immediately you 10x the price and the value of your program. And so now that you've got an idea of, cool, this is what a high ticket coaching program looks like, this is why it's more beneficial to the client, this is how I might be able to structure it, the next question is, right, well, who do I actually sell this to? Because even if I can sell it for $2,000, not everyone has that kind of money. Totally agree. We don't sell to just the average niches. None of my clients do. And so we need to find people who have disposable cash who need this kind of high level service. And that leads me on to step number 2, right? How to actually get a list of very high quality, high end buyers that are willing to spend this kind of big money with you. And to do that, I'm going to show you a different slide on my screen and actually walk you through one of the strategies we use to get hundreds and thousands of leads instantly. So we're on Instagram now, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this, okay? Let's start off by thinking what a high-end niche is. Shout out to my guy Robin out here. He's one of the guys in the program. But what is a high-end niche? For example, think busy professionals, think lawyers, think real estate agents, entrepreneurs, digital entrepreneurs, brick and mortar entrepreneurs, business owners, anyone who lives online, who makes money that you can find through Instagram. That is the best example of a high-end niche. For this one, I'm going to go leadership coach. Again, you can do mindset coach, you can do whatever, but I'm going leadership coach. And the first thing I'm going to do is just open up a couple of the people that stand out to me. Now, I'm going males. If I'm a male fitness coach, I want to be working with male clients. It's a bit of a tougher sell working with the opposite sex. So I'm just keeping it plain and simple. So I'm only looking for guys, right? So here we have this guy, he's a leadership coach. This guy, Terry, this one. I'm ignoring Laura, she's a chick. That's not going to help me. Empathetic leadership coach, whatever the fuck that means. All right, there's a keynote speaker. Yeah, all right. And I'm just going to open up a bunch. So the first step here, I'm going through and I'm going to qualify each of these guys and just make sure that they match the ideal demographic that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to show you how we can take one person's Instagram account and get tens of thousands of leads from one person. But first, we need to qualify. So going through Nick, 58,000 followers. This looks good. James, it's okay. Right, a bit low on the follow account here. Terry only 650. This guy under 4,000. It's okay, not really keen. This guy, no, too small. This guy 24,000, great. 19,000, 2,000, probably gonna cut this one out. So we've got some real good ones here. We've got Nick, Daniel, this guy James, These are like my top 3. Now you might be wondering, well, look, that's only 3 people, only 3 leads. You got to be kidding me, right? We are going to take these guys and essentially get tens of thousands more leads from them. And the way that we can do this is by going to their followers. The reason I'm looking at these guys, they are essentially the leaders for the space that I want to get into, right? They're leadership and business coaches. The kind of people that I want to work with if I have a fitness coaching business are people that are just like that. They're into leadership, they're into business coaching, they're trying to grow their business, right? So this guy is attracting my ideal lead. So I'm just going to go to all his followers, right? He's already done all the work for me. He's curated the whole list, right? I'm just going to go and download it. You might be wondering, how? How can I download all 60,000 followers? How can I go through and shortlist these people? There's 2 ways. One is manual, right? Where you go through the followers, and you go through and you check, cool, does this guy match up? Probably not. Does this guy match up? I don't know, right? You can, it's very slow and manual, and only he is able to see all of his followers. Or you can do what we do and use the widget called INS Export. Now, what INS Export does, you can essentially copy and paste their link and it'll download up to 80,000 followers. Unreal, right? Their plans for INS Export, you can get the first 500 leads for free. After that, if you want to get 80,000 leads, it's $20 a month and you get 80,000 leads a month. Insane. Now, after you download that big list, you'll be left with a big kind of Excel document. Again, it will have like 60,000 leads. Now, to go through all of those leads manually and try and see, does this person match up? Does this person match up? It's going to take you all day long. And so instead, to automate this whole process, one of the things that we do for all of our clients is we help them hire a virtual assistant for a few bucks an hour that does all of the lead sourcing for them, right? What they do, essentially, they're going to do everything that I just showed you. Look at the keywords, find people. They can download the list or they can go through manually. There's a lot more advanced techniques that VAs can do that we train them on so that they can find very high quality people very quickly. They don't necessarily need to spend all day long lead sourcing. It's very sharp, quick process, but this is one of the best ones where you get a boatload of leads instantly and then they can just go through and essentially qualify, unqualified. Cool. Now, we actually used the VA. We trained up a VA to help one of my guys, Sam. Sam was a beginner online fitness coach. He had around 12,000 followers as a fitness influencer, and we helped him make $33,210 within 8 weeks by using a VA to do the lead sourcing and messaging on his behalf. I actually made a whole case study about it. If you want, I'm going to leave it pinned right here. You can go check that video out. But pretty much, what a VA can do is literally limitless, and they're going to save you so much time and make you so much money. Which leads me to my next point. After you've gone ahead and you've got a great big list of leads, what do you do next? How do you actually make contact with leads and get them booked on calls and buying from you, buying the new high ticket fitness coaching program? Well, to do this, we use a very simple DM script. Now, I personally use VAs to send all of my messages as well, and to date, they've sent over 60,000 DMs. We've tested every opener, every pitch, we've tested every value offer, and we've distilled down the perfect DM script to around 3 to 4 lines. Now, I have a whole separate video going over great DM scripts, that kind of thing. What I actually want to focus on is maximizing your response rates, because nothing matters if not a lot of people are even seeing your message, let alone responding to it. So that is where the most amount of effort goes into to actually get the highest response rates when we message these high level people and get them booked on calls. And what I'm going to break down here on my screen is the 2% versus 20% strategy. I ran an experiment. And what actually happened, I was hiring a lot of VAs at once. I think I hired around 8 VAs in one shot just to test who was the best. And one of the VAs, they were saying, look, surely we can use AI and, mass DM a bunch of people, and surely that's going to get better results. And I said, you know what? Go ahead, let's test out the strategy. And so what we did, we figured out a way to just use AI and essentially like an Instagram DM robot to mass message a bunch of people. And then we compared that strategy to my normal strategy with VAs, where they go through and they use our specific strategy. I'm going to walk you through that in a second. And the results were insane. After a good month of testing it, the AI was pulling in around a 2% response rate, whereas the VA method that I'm about to show you was pulling in between 15 and 20%. Just the manual VA method. Insane difference, right? 10x. The main thing we did differently to get these kind of response rates is a story reply. Simple. Why does this work? Most people, when they're messaging people for the first time, cold outreach, they're going to say, hey mate, saw this, or how you going mate, or how's fitness, whatever. They're asking dumb bullshitty questions for the first thing. Most of the time, those messages just go straight to the hidden request in people's DMs. Instead, using story replies, it actually, most of the time, it goes straight to the inbox, and more people are going to open it. Why? Because the first thing people see is so-and-so replied to your story. That's typically the first thing that someone will see when they go to their DMs. So-and-so replied to your story. Something along those lines. And this is so much more important to someone to read because people care more about themselves than they do other people. And so if they are seeing, someone said this thing about my story, I wonder what they said about my thing, they are more likely to go in and read it, check it out. And because the first message is so simple, it's easy to reply to, that's how you get the response. That's how you start the conversation. And from there, it's very easy to navigate the conversation towards fitness and then booking a call. This I've done for years and years and years. No other strategy has come close to pulling in these kind of response rates. And so for you guys, if you want to maximize the amount of response that you get, you go straight to that list that you built and you make sure everyone that your VA is messaging has an active story. If they don't have an active story, they should at least have Instagram story highlights. See, to this guy, if we wanted to message this guy right now, we could go right here, make a comment, and bang, just like that, it's done. You might be wondering, what do I even say in the actual reply? What I found that works best is compliments. And I'm going to show you a very practical example, a full conversation that I had with a fitness coach who my VA did the outreach to get him booked on so that he could hopefully sign onto a program. And I'm going to read you step by step exactly what happened. So here we go. You replied to their story. Massive arms, bro. See, compliment. Easy to reply to. Most of the time, people are just going to say thank you or they're going to heart it. Perfect. It means we're in the DMs. If they don't message us at all, we can't typically keep sending more messages because Instagram stops you, right? But as soon as they engage with that comment at all, you're in. You're in. Now they're going to see your DMs. So bang, we've got the reply, easy. And it's a positive reply, good. Now for us, we were testing a different script where we just went straight in with our value pitch. We acknowledge, hey, it looks like you're doing coaching. So right here, we acknowledge. If you are messaging, for example, a high-level business person, you can acknowledge the kind of work that they do. Right? Show that you've actually taken interest. And again, the way to do this is with a VA. You can get them trained up on all of this. Take the burden off your shoulders. Here, this was our value pitch. I'm not pitching the call. I'm not asking a million different questions. I'm here to provide value, something that I believe he's going to want. I can see he's doing online coaching, right? So I'm giving him a value pitch that I think he will want or benefit from. And here it is. Well, in case you're interested, Christopher, I just put together a case study breaking down how I helped a beginner fitness coach make $33,210 in 8 weeks with a $5 an hour VA. Would you like me to send you access to the video? Simple confirmation. I don't need him to tell me his life story. I don't need him to tell me all the problems he's facing. Simple confirmation. He's just given me permission to send the video. Bang, I send the value, right? I deliver the value. If you're wondering, how can I do this as well for my thing? If you are a fitness coach watching this, you need to make a video. Do a case study breakdown of how you help someone achieve an amazing transformation. If you're specializing in a particular niche, if you've helped a lot of older people achieve an amazing result, great. Send a congruent case study. Again, if we are messaging these kind of guys, they're a little bit older on, they're 35 plus, right? I'm here to tell them, hey, I helped a busy dad, I helped a father of two go from beer belly to being absolutely shredded. Do you want to see how we did it? Great, bang, bang, bang. And here I deliver the value. He goes and watches it. I'm actually very interested. I've been looking for someone who can do this kind of work. And he tells me a little bit more. And then right here, my VA pitches the call. He's watched the video. He loves it. It's a great video. Pitch the call. Totally down. Bang. Books in. Just like that. DMs do not have to be complicated. It's very, very simple. It's down the line. Give them great value. Acknowledge them, right? Start the conversation off with a compliment. No robot, no AI is doing this, right? And they're certainly not doing it to this level. You might be wondering, what actually happened to this lead? What actually happened to this client? Well, not only did Christopher actually buy, he jumped onto the call, super excited to get started, right? Because he watched the case study. By the way, again, that exact case study you can find, it will be linked up there. It's also going to be in the description too. And not only did he watch the case study, he jumped on the call. He's like, yes, absolutely, I need to do this. But this is 1 month in. 6.4K cash collected US. 6.4K US cash collected in his first month being in the program. It's It's because this shit works, right? Not only that, he was able to quit his security job as well. He's not working 100-hour weeks anymore, right? And as well, this was done a couple of days ago. He's still got a few more deals to go before the end of the month. So this is just 6.4K now, but I can guarantee it's going to be more. First month in, and he's winning. Using the same strategy that I used on him to get him to buy from me. See what I'm saying? And it's because we had these 3 principles. High ticket program, a lot of value. My VA went away, found amazing leads. We used our DM script to go in, do the conversation, pitch value, book him on a call. He bought. Done, done, done. Just like butter. Now, of course, if you want to do this entire process manually, you can, but just to break down numbers for you guys real quick, the actual volume that it takes to see decent results is 100 DMs a day. When's the last time you sent 100 DMs a day? And if you did, how much did you hate your life afterward? 100 DMs a day of quality targeted outreach is what it actually takes if you want to grow your business. And again, we're not doing a bunch of outreach to tire kickers, selling them a low ticket program. We're selling them a solid program for fitness coaching, right? That is what you need to be doing. You need to be selling a high ticket program. And so if you really want to do all this by yourself, sure, but honestly, having a VA, they're going to do more volume for you, more outreach. They're going to help you make more money. And the biggest one, are you ready? They're going to save you so much time. You need time for other things. If you have time to do this in your day, it means you have time to do nothing else. No time to socialize, no time to make good content. Everyone, I believe, needs a VA. And so if you want to learn exactly how we can personally help you build a high ticket fitness coaching program custom to you, how we can help you identify the best high-end niche to get into, to dominate, to be a specialist in, not be saturated, helping you get the perfect niche, and training your VA for you to do this kind of work. If you want to know exactly how we can do all of these things and more, then the very first link in the description is a link to booking a one-on-one call with me, not my sales guys, nothing, a one-on-one call with me, so we can chat more about what you've currently got going on in your business and see if this system can in fact help you. If that sounds good, go ahead, book a free call in with me, and I'd love to see you on the other side.